Madam Chairman, thank you very much. I think you did an awesome job to gather together people that don't compete against each other but have a same or similar story to tell. And I applaud you for doing this. Mr. Coates, I'll be quite blunt. I like where you come from, and your value add to today is not an answer. It is giving the regulatory bodies the opportunity to come in and, in essence, work with companies on some negotiation about what they'll do. This is important because Mr. Wannabe's testimony, page 3, says the compliance costs for emerging growing biotechs on averages of $800,000 a year. And then you go on and actually list what that price tag costs you in research and development to bring your clear biotech ideas that may save lives, may fix problems, may be a breakthrough. We're spending time on compliance costs rather than doing those things. I note Mrs. Allen spoke well about this. Mr. Cunningham, very impressive. And I don't think that it says something somewhere and deletes something later, but I do find that you have tried to focus the activity off of that compliance costs can have significant effects for firm IPO decisions. And so I'd like to go at that level as opposed to beginning, middle, end, how big they are. It is causing people who actually are business leaders and entrepreneurs who want to get something to marketplace that are worried about the FDA, that are worried about an FDA trial, that are worried about something else, and they're having to worry about, am I saying everything right? Am I getting exactly what it does or not do, my biotech company or otherwise? And I just think, if, Mr. Cunningham, Mrs. Allen, if you take just a minute, which is all I have left because I spoke too long, what do you think about Mr. Coates' idea of us using this tape of this hearing that Congresswoman Wagner has been really good at narrowing down and going to regulators and saying, we charge you with trying to come up with a plan? Not picking winners or losers, but by picking things, and they could strike that balance. Ms. Allen?
I support the idea that Professor Coates had put forward of consulting with the SEC, with members of the PCOB to think about the costs and benefits and how they differ across firms. I think also, as he suggested, some level of experimentation. It's very hard to calibrate standards appropriately on the first go. So an openness to trying it, examining the data, and revising is good policymaking.
And then making sure you hold them accountable, but there's a variance that's allowed there. Mr. Cunningham, one of the statements that has been made is time. When I was at Southwestern University taking my business classes, we learned time is money. Well, Mr. Wannabe would also say time is also people's lives, delaying things because you're having to shift. Tell us about the ability, the flexibility that you should be given, that these companies should be given by the regulator.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent point, and it would be prudent, I think, for this committee. I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but to have the SEC here, have the PCAOB here, and to give an accounting of their perspective, what they see the cost-benefit matrix, and develop strategies for right-sizing and balancing. And I think that would be a very productive thing to help address the lost time due to red tape, due to excessive resourcing into the internal control environment.
We care very much, as well do you, about an investor who could be duped into the wrong thing. But I think almost anybody that has money to invest, I'd like to think, would recognize that getting to the FDA trial is the plus or minus. That's the go or no-go for lots of these things. Madam Chairman, this is, in my opinion, the best hearing you've had. I remain confident that we can make a difference, that we built an argument that's available on a bipartisan basis, and you proved it with your committee here today. Thank you very much. I yield back my time.